This conference will now be recorded.
The professional way. Right? Why is it important? Because of COVID-19, as you know, even institutions like IIT Mumbai have announced that the next 1 year is going to be there's going to be no face-to-face lectures. It's going to be important for us also. All right. So I wanted to take this course seriously, and I hope Professor Vekti will be able to convince you that Google Classroom is a very important tool, and I hope you'll enjoy this lecture. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to stop us in between.
Somebody has kept a speaker on, it seems. Kindly mute speakers in the hall. Good morning, everyone. Okay. So today, as a part of the faculty development program, university has taken many initiatives. Among them, today we are going to look at how to use Google Classroom. The Google Classroom is a very simple tool and a very effective tool also, because it is integrated with almost all the Google tools like Gmail, Google Drive, then Google Forms, Google Sheets, so many tools. That's why it is very effective and it is very simple to use. Once you get this training, definitely you will be able to use it very effectively, I feel so. You can use Google Classroom both on your desktop PC as well as on the mobile or laptop, tab, whatever you have. I will show you how you can use the Google Classroom in your mobile. You can load this Google Classroom app in your mobile. I will just show you demonstration. So what you need to do is take out your mobile. All of you open the Play Store. Please open the Play Store. In the Play Store, please search Google Classroom. So when you search the Google Classroom, you will be able to find this app. Please remember the symbol of this app, logo of this app. If you are getting this app, please download it. This app is already in my PC. You can watch in your screen. So since this app is already in my mobile, it is showing open. You can download this, and once you download it, you will get a logo. I will show you. You can see here, this is the logo of the Google Classroom app. Now I will show you how to open Google Classroom in the desktop or laptop. So before that, I will share my screen so that you can be able to see what instructions I'm going to give. Okay. So all of you open any browser. I have Chrome browser. If you have Explorer, Mozilla, whatever browser you have, kindly open the browser. You can open Gmail and then you can open Google Classroom, or you can directly type Google Classroom. Sorry, classroom.google.com. So when you press like this, it will ask you to log in. You can log in over here. Then you will enter directly into Google Classroom. Another way is, if you have opened Gmail, through Gmail also we can enter into Google Classroom. So suppose I open my institutional email ID, that is rshegde@uk.ac.in. You can also open institutional email ID. It is operational with institutional email ID. So here you have 9 buttons over the right corner. You just follow my cursor. There are 9 dots, click on that. Then you just come down. Same logo you can find here, classroom. Same logo, whatever we have seen. Then I was demonstrating how to load the Google Classroom in your mobile. So kindly open this. At any moment, if anyone is not following, please raise your hand and you can talk back. If you have any doubts at any moment, you can ask the questions. Okay. So once you open this, the screen look like this. I have also not yet created any classroom over here. So to create a classroom, here you can find a plus symbol. What are you getting? Okay, I will again show how to open the Google Classroom. You have opened Gmail. All of you have opened Gmail. You can find 9 buttons over here. 9 buttons over here in the right top corner. 9 buttons are there. Okay. 9 dots are there. Click on that. Once you click on that, you just come down. You just come down. There you can find Google Classroom symbol. So you can find here. Can you be able to see? If any problems are there, please raise your hand. Anyone have any problem? Please ask the question. Okay, I hope everyone has opened it. I will proceed. So I will click on this Google Classroom. Classroom will open. Here in the right corner, you can see here, the right corner. You can see here in the right corner there is a plus symbol. Okay. You have to press this symbol to create a class. Again, there are two things. One is join a class. Other one option is create a class. Joining, it is done for students, and creating, teachers has to create. So first I will show you how as a teacher we can create a class. We can do so many activities for the students, giving assignment, giving the lectures, creating the quiz, so many things. And later as a student, how a student can join, that is very simple. We need not bother about it, but still I will show you how to join as a student to any class. Again, when you create a class, we need to have students for that class, because every class have many students. So we have to add the students to that class. So one way is through joining, the student can join himself to the class. Another way, suppose you have email addresses of all the students, then you can directly make the student to join the class. I will show how to make the student to join the class. That also I am going to show you. So first what we will do, among these two options, let us click on create class. So when you click class, you will get this menu. So here you have to give the name of the class. So what I will you can create your own class. Okay, you can give any name. So here what I will give this class itself, that is CUK FDP Google Classroom, CUK Faculty Development Program Google Classroom. So it will ask section. So if you have section among the class, you can give only class name is required. That is compulsory. section, subject, room number, these are all options. You can give, or if you don't want, you need not give them. Then subject, so whatever subject you are going to teach to that class, you can give. I will just write Google Classroom. That is the subject what I am going to teach. So this is classroom, it is asking. I am just give lab in TinShed. Okay. So after giving all these information, I will just press on create the class. So once I press this button, my class will be created. Hope all of you are following my instructions. Hope all of you are following my instructions. Please just.
Teacher role is not active.
Oh, he can go through Google. If anybody is having problem in activation of teachers through CUK, you can go to Gmail. Okay, you can use your personal Gmail also, no issue. You can use your personal Gmail and you can log in. Okay, so you can create the Google Classroom in personal Gmail also. Okay, so I hope all of you have created a classroom. You can see I have created one classroom and it looks like this. So here we have 4 menu options, and there is a setting option also, and then there is 3 lines over right side corner. Okay, 3 lines over right side corner. I will show each and every one. Then we have 4 menu options, and then we have a setting option, then these 9 dots. Okay, so I will start with these 3 lines. So just click on these 3 lines. What you can find here is classes, calendar, to do, then this is my current class, and settings. So settings is available here as well as here. So these are different types of settings. I will show you one by one. So whatever the classes we have, when I press the class, we can see here we have created only one class. Yeah. Okay. So okay, so I will show you one by one. You can see here in the right side corner, you have a 3 line. So click on that. Click on that. We will go a little bit slow. Sorry, in the left side corner, we have 3 lines. Kindly click on these 3 lines. What we will do little bit slowly, because you have to learn as well as you have to operate. It is a hands-on session. So for that reason, I will go a little bit slow. So click on that. Then we have classes, calendar, to do. Then this is the current class what we have. Then settings. I hope all of you have accessed this. Now I will press on the classes. So when I press on the classes, you can find currently whatever the classes that I am handling. So currently that is the current class. And next, let us look at calendar. So this is the Google Calendar. You all of you already know it. So if you want to know more about the Google Calendar, you can go through any of the demonstration available in YouTube and all. You can learn Google Calendar separately. Google Calendar is one of the very important tool, because this can be used to schedule your activities. You can put the reminders and all. This is very, very important tool. Then we have to do. Suppose, for example, you have given assignments. I have clicked on to do here. So you also click on that. So suppose, for example, you have given assignments. You have given the test, internal assessment test, all these kind of activities you have given, and you have set a deadline for those. So to do will show you whatever the things that are supposed to be done by the students. These activities it will show. It will show you its deadlines, all those information it will show you. Then we have the settings. Let us go to settings option. Okay. So here, something like whether you want to receive email notification. Suppose, for example, I have given a exam test to the students, and students have submitted the test. Then I will receive a email notification that so and so, such and such student have completed the test. So I will get the email notification. If you don't want to receive email notification, then you have to disable.
Excuse me, sir.
So if you want to receive email notification, you have to enable. Okay, somebody has some question? Somebody has some question?
Yeah,
You are
excuse me,
audible?
sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please ask the question.
yeah, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, please.
Hello?
You are audible, please.
Yeah,
You are
sir.
audible.
Could you just repeat? Could you repeat from click on to do, because the video was in fast forward mode. It was
Okay.
running like a fast forward video. Could you just repeat
Okay.
it from there? Thank you.
Okay, I will show. Thank you. Okay. So there is one doubt. You can click on again here the 3 lines. Just press on that to do. It will appear here. This screen will appear here. Basically, to do will show you whatever the activities you are supposed to do. For example, you have given assignment to the students, you have given test to the students. So it will show the deadlines. What are the activities that are to be completed by students, at what date it has to be completed, due date, all those things it will show over here. Okay, so once we do activities, then only we will be able to see this part. I will again show you when I create the activities. I will again show you how we can use the to do to watch what are the things that are pending from the student side. Now we will move on. I was showing you the setting. Again, come back to the setting. So I was telling that if you don't want to receive email notification in the suppose for example, a student complete a assignment, and as soon as student submit the assignment, that email notification you will receive. Okay, which student, which assignment he or she has submitted. So if you don't want to receive email notification, then simply disable it. See, all the other activities are connected to email notification. So that's why all got disappeared. So this is very important. Don't disable unless you feel annoyed by so many emails. Okay, keep it enabled, because you will come to know what students are doing, at what kind of activities they are doing, whether they are submitting assignments or not. All these kind of information you will get through the email notification. So again, in the email notification, like under this, like here we have comments. Like for example, whether comments on your post. So whether you want to allow the students to comment on your post. Suppose you have put a question, the student want to give the answer. So basically we call them as a comment. So if you disable this, then student will not be able to answer to your question. Okay, answer to your question means when you post a question, we will see that also later. So he or she will not be able to answer if you disable it. Then comment that that mentions you. So again, student, you have not asked question, somebody else asked question. Okay, then whether student can comment or not. Then the third option is private comment on work. Suppose a student want to give answer privately to you, not direct in the group. So in such a case, you can enable this. If you don't want to allow that to happen, then you have to disable this option. Then there are another 4 set of settings. Classes you teach, that is late submission of the students, whether you want to allow late submissions. So generally what happens, we will have a deadline for the submission, a test submission deadline, a assignment submission deadline. If you disable this, then student, once a deadline appears, student will not be able to submit the assignment, student will not be able to submit the test. So generally what we do for test, compulsorily student have to submit within that time. Otherwise what happens, he can copy here and there and then he can submit. Okay, suppose for example, you have given one test and given 3 hours time. Within 3 hours, student should solve and submit. So if you don't restrict this, then student can submit tomorrow also. He can search answers, he can copy, and he can submit later also. So for that reason, you can disable it. But for example, assignment means you can allow the late submission also. So for that, you can enable. Then resubmissions of the student work. So sometimes the student submit a assignment, you are not satisfied with the assignment whatever the student have submitted, then you want the student to resubmit it, then that option can be given over here. So if you enable, the student will be able to resubmit. Invitation to co-teachers, co-teach class. So generally when I am teaching my course, I will be alone teaching the course. But in some courses what happens, 2-3 teachers combinedly teaching some courses. Like for example, one teacher will be doing handling practical, another teacher will be doing theory, and some other teacher will be checking the assignment. So in that case, you can become a main teacher and you can invite the co-teachers also. So that also I will show you how to invite the co-teachers and how to get the work done using co-teachers. Then schedule post published or failed. Post published or failed. Scheduled post published or failed. Sometime when you post sometime when you do some posting, then sometime they may fail also. Okay, whether you want to show it or not. So this is the option. Generally, this is not much important because generally failure doesn't happen. So whether again here, whether you want to apply these notifications for a particular class, if you don't want to apply for a particular class, then you disable. Okay, if you enable, all these options will be applicable to the class. We have only one class, that's why I will enable it. Okay, so we have just looked at the setting parts. So many settings are there. Don't bother about it. By default, it is going to take certain settings. You keep it as it is. Don't need to change any setting as of now. When you feel like doing any change in the setting, you can go and do more practice over that. Okay, so this is all about the setting part what we have. Then again, I will go to the classes. So this is the class what I have created. So I will enter into class. So once I enter into class, you can see here this setting appears over here. So I will just show you some part in this. I will show you. See, this is setting related to class. On the right side, I have circled this is setting related to class. Then here 4 menu options are there. 4 menu options are there. One is the stream, another one is classwork, then we have people, then we have grades. Okay, 4 main menu options are there. Then here, if any work is upcoming, due, then that due also it will show you on this side, and all your activities will be visible in this part. All your activities will be visible in this part. Okay, so one more important thing you can see here, they have, yes, this is very latest feature. This is very latest feature that is being added by Google Classroom. I have marked this meet link, generate meet link. Okay, that means when you are conducting Google Classroom, you can create a meeting, and through this meeting itself, you can manage the online classes. So this feature was not available in the earlier versions because this is first time I am looking at. This is a very important feature. So we can use Google Meet and we can directly conduct the class through Google Classroom. This is a very important option. So above this, you can find there is a class code. Okay, you can find there is a class code. I have underlined this class code. So this also is very, very important. Why? Because when you want to ask the students to join the class, you have to share this class code to the students. So as I was telling, there are 2 ways to join into a class. I will show you both the ways. So let us understand the features that are available in the entire class. One, I have shown you the class setting. Another 4 menu options, stream, classwork, we will visit every menu option in detail and I will show you. Then people, then we have a grade. Okay, then we have the class code that we need to share with the students when we want to add them into the particular class. Then upcoming the due things, upcoming assignments, the test, all those things are available over here. Then whatever the things you create in the class, that will be visible over here. And then we have very important new feature, that is Google Meet. Okay, Google Meet. I will try to show you this also. This I am going to use first time. I will try to show you. Okay. Okay, some people are telling that Google Meet link they are not getting. Fine, no issue. There may be issue with the operating system. Definitely, it will come in within few days. All of you are not getting Google Meet. Nobody is getting. You are getting, sir. Okay. So definitely, it must be an issue with the browser or the version of the Google Classroom. Don't worry. In coming days, you will definitely get it. So I'm using Apple Mac OS. I am getting this, and first time I am getting, of course, maybe 1 or 2 days back they must have updated it. So definitely in the coming days, you will definitely get this option. Okay. So now I will show you one by one option in detail. The stream. Stream, basically, this is the stream what we can see on the screen. This is the stream. I have just now explained this stream option to you all. Next, classwork. Let us come to classwork. Click on the classwork. Okay, so before that we have to add the students. So before going to classwork, I will click on the people. So all of you click on the people. So here, as I told you, you have two options. You can add teachers and you can add students also. So how to add teachers and how to add students? So for that, for adding teachers, you must know the teacher's email address. For adding students, I given you two options. Both I will show you. So first I will show you how to add a teacher. So click on add teacher. Here on the right side of that, there is one person symbol with a plus symbol. Okay. So invite teacher option is there. Kindly click on that. You will get this menu option. So you can type the email address of the teacher. So I will add Dr. Deepak Samuel as my co-teacher. So likewise, you must be having your own friends with your colleagues. Somebody you can add them as a co-teacher for this course. So I am adding Dr. Deepak Samuel as my co-teacher. You can add more number of teachers also. I will add one more teacher. Okay, I will add one more of my colleague as my co-teacher. Okay, so after adding the teachers, you please press on invite. So an email notification will go to them. These teachers, they will receive an email notification, and now they are in invited status. Okay, you can see here they are disabled. They are not enabled. They appear dull. Okay, when they accept the invitation, then only they will be enabled. Unless and until they accept, they will not be able to do any activity related to my class. Okay, so they have to accept this, then only they will be able to join as a teacher. So later, if you feel that you don't need those teachers, you can simply remove them. Okay, you can remove. You can click on these 3 dots and you can remove them. If you want to send a reminder email, you can send. Already one email will go to them. But still, if you want to send one more reminder email, you can send the email. So this is how you can add the teachers. You can add up to 25 teachers. You can add in a classroom up to 25 teachers. Then how to add the students. So one way I will show you, just click on this. Again here, it will ask the student email address. Okay, it will ask the student email address. So simply type the email address of your students and then you can say invite. Okay, you can say invite. So I will add, okay, I will add some like my own email address I will add. Yes, that also I will show you. See, if you have multiple email addresses, just give comma, add one more email address, I mean separated by comma. You can add bulk. Suppose for example you have in the Excel sheet you have all the students email address. You have to take those email addresses, copy paste here, but only thing, make sure that they should appear like this. If they are not appearing like this, you have to separate them by comma. If you separate them by comma, they will get added into your class. So I have added one student to my class. I have added my personal email address itself. So I have pressed on the invite button. So now you can see one invitation has gone to this person, okay, this student. So the student has to accept the invitation, then only this will get enabled. So what I will do, I will accept it. Okay, I will accept through my mobile phone. I will accept it. Then I will show you that this will become active. So it has not yet appearing in my email. Let the once I receive the once I receive the mail, I will activate it. Okay, I will show you that also later. All right, so this is how to add the people. As I was telling, there are two ways to add the students. So one way is to just add the students through email address. But generally what happens, I will not be knowing the email address of all the students. In such a situation, what I need to do is, suppose for example, you are in the classroom itself, like the classroom, you have put the classroom in the projector, or you have shared through Google any meeting software. Then this code is very useful, class code. You have to share this class code. So here besides class code, there is a square kind of symbol. Just press on this square kind of symbol. Just press on this. So this class code will become larger. Okay, then ask the students to note down this class code. So when student go for a join option, this code is asked. So student have to give this code in that joining option. You can still make this screen still bigger by clicking on the right side bottom. There is one more, again same kind of square. You click on that, this will appear full screen. Okay, this code will appear full screen. So you can ask the students to note down the code and enter that code into Google Classroom. Okay, so once they enter, they will be able to join. Okay, so I will show you that also. What I will do, okay, when I act as a student, at that time I will show you how to take this code. Generally students will be very fast, you need not worry about that, but still I will show you how anybody can join as a student to a class. So once this activity is over, you can see on the left side corner there is a X symbol. Close this. So you will come back to the class. So this is how we can add the people into the class. So only two things we can do with the people. One is we can add the teachers and we can add the students. So once this activity is over, then the very important part of entire Google Classroom is the classwork. So it is very important to understand how class work works. Okay, so I will show you this in detail, how we can do different activities in the classwork. So just all of you click on the classwork. Then here again, here there is a Meet option available. Some of you may not be getting this. Then Google Calendar is available. Google Class Drive folder is available. These options you can use when and where and when you require these options to be used. Okay, so now I will show you what are the activities basically we can do through Google Classroom. So click on Create. So in the Google Classroom, you can create assignments, you can give the assignments, you can create a quiz, you can post a question, you can share material like notes, like video lectures, like audio lectures and all. So these are the 4 to 5 activities that you can do. Reuse basically is, suppose for example you have already have a old class, and in that you have posted some material, you have posted some notes, some quiz and all. You want to again, don't want to create it again and again, you can reuse it. You can directly reuse it over here. Then there is a topic option also. This topic option, like you want to give some topics for discussion to the students, then you can use this topic option. Like for example, I want that the student should discuss on COVID and post-COVID effect on teaching learning. So let the student to discuss, let them post anything on that. So I can launch a topic and students can discuss on that. They can post, they can answer, they can question, something like that. Those kind of topics we can give. So now I will start one by one. First, I will click on the assignment. So how to create the assignment? So when you click on the assignment, this screen will appear. Okay, so something it is asking, post now or plan ahead and all. So if you want, these are some instructions. It is helping us. Okay, you can read these instructions for your understanding. You can choose when to share this post with your class. So that means we can schedule this. That also I will show you later. Okay, I will just click on that. Okay, so assignment. So here you have to give a title on for every assignment. So what I will do, I will give a title, assignment number 1. Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah, so sir is asking whether classroom code is permanent. It is permanent for entire sessions. For example, this semester I am handling a paper on the computer fundamentals. So this classroom code will remain same. And if you want to change the classroom code, you can change. Okay, suppose for example, you are feeling that somebody can misuse later. Once all students join the class, you can change the classroom code, because sometimes what happens, students can do mischievousness and they can share this code to somebody else outside their class. Okay, somebody else in their neighbor, somebody, their friends. So to avoid such misuseness, what you can do, you can change this class code so that anybody who get the class code will not be able to join this class. So better to change class code as soon as all the students join the class. That is the best option. And every class will have different code. Okay, so there is no common code for each class. Every class will have different codes. Madam, invite is we are inviting and asking them to join. Code is they can directly join. If they have code, they can directly join. We need not invite them. So with the code, they can directly join. So that's why you have to take precaution over here. I will show you how to change the code also, class code. So that is there in the class setting. I will show you how to change the class code also. So yeah, that option is one participant sir is telling that better to use the direct invite. Of course that is possible. If sometime what happens, we will not be having email addresses, sometimes we will not be having correct email addresses. So I have faced this kind of problem. Students will not be regular and all. So okay, it is up to you people. You can use whatever the option you feel better. So there are basically 2 options. Okay. No. Invitation is a personalized invitation. Even though they share it, they will not be able to join the class. Suppose, for example, I have invited a student X, and the student X sent that mail to student Y, and if the student Y click on joining, the student Y will not be able to join because I have only invited student X. Only invited students can join. Uninvited persons cannot join to this class. Okay. I think you people are joining. Myself, I have joined with Gmail, rsnd@gmail.com. That is not an institutional email ID. So that is possible. I have demonstrated you. And even teachers, I have joined with a non-institutional email ID, Gmail. Okay, it is possible. Earlier, that kind of restriction was there. Now Google has made it open. Even with the Gmail also, you can create class. Using your Gmail also, you can create the class. So that option is available with the Google. Okay. Okay. So now I will show you how to create the assignment. Give the assignment title, assignment number 1. I will give some title to it, basics of computers. Some title I have given. I will give the instruction to the students. Do not copy the assignment from others. Some instruction, whatever you feel like. Submit assignment or assignments submitted later than the due date will not be accepted. Then third instruction, each assignment carries 5 marks. Okay, some instruction, whatever instruction you would like to give. So these instructions are static kind of information. So I have given instructions, then I will add the content to this assignment. Basically here, even in the assignment, you have create option. This also a new kind of option they have given. Okay, you can create a doc. You can okay. Total number of teachers and students limit is 200. Okay, 200 in the Google Classroom. I think 200 or 250 total participant for a Google Classroom. Maximum limit is I think 200 or 250. I don't remember. It must be either 200 or 250. So you can limit by inviting. You can delete any participant at any time. You can just change your class code and delete whoever you don't want. Then you can remove the participant. So I will show you here for any assignment, you can create the documents over here only. So Google Docs, slides, sheets, drawings, and forms. These all I think all of you are aware of. If you are not aware, I think somebody may cover this in the later classes also. How to create a Google Doc, how to create a slide, how to create a sheet, how to create a drawing, and how to create forms. I will simply add some content. I'll show you how to add into the class. So here, as soon as I click on the add, there are 4 options appearing over here. So either you can add from Google Drive, or you can share a link, or you can add a file, or you can share a YouTube link. So I will show you one by one in detail. So let us go Google Drive. So as soon as I click on this, my Google Drive will open. So here, okay, so there are so many files. I don't know from where I got these. Task sheet. Okay, so right, this is one file I have. So I don't have any other file. Okay, I will just share this itself. There is one file called as task sheet. I have added this into my class. Okay, so that means before adding this, you have to have that file in your Google Drive. Okay, if you don't have, you can create here itself. Okay, you can create, suppose for example, I will create one doc. Okay, I will create one doc. So as soon as create, it will get added automatically. This is the assignment number 1. Okay, so this is the doc what I have created, and I will simply, it will auto save. I will just close it. See here, the untitled document, it is already created. Okay, if I click again, it will show, right? So this is the assignment number 1 I have created. Sir? No need, it will automatically get shared. Yeah, you have to simply close it. Don't share anything, close it. And here, to this document, students can view or make a copy for each student. So here, if you want to give assignment, ask the students to submit the assignment there itself, you can click on the second option, make a copy for each student.
Google Classroom. So some 3 questions I have posted. Sir? You are not getting? So in the classroom, you don't have that option? Okay, I will show you. See, once you type these questions, you close this. It will auto save. You don't have to worry. You can directly close this. So once you close this, the assignment is appearing here. Okay. Yeah. So now you can here one more option is there. This X is to delete. Suppose you don't want to delete. I will delete the first one. Okay, I have pressed on X, so it will get deleted. Okay, deleted. So second option, here in this menu you have 2 options. One is by default you are getting student can edit file. Okay, so when I give the student can edit file, then all the students can edit same file. Okay, all the students can edit same file. I don't want all the students edit same file. I want every student submit assignment separately. So in such case, you have to click on make a copy for each student. Make a copy for each student. So when students submit the assignment, you will receive separate assignment by every student. You will receive assignment separately by every student. So I have created one, and then likewise you can create all these here itself. As soon as you create, that will be given as the assignment part over here. So with this assignment, sometime I would like to give a YouTube video. Okay, a YouTube video I want to share, right? So I have one video, that is my video itself. I will share that also over here. Okay, so it is not here, right? It is with another email address. Okay, any video I will just share. Yeah, copy paste the link. I wanted to take my video itself. Okay, I will take one video, Google Classroom, something like this. Okay, some demonstration is there. You just copy this link, okay, and paste over here. Yeah, you can just simply copy and paste over here. Then you have to add this. So I think you have to search this because it will check the validity. Okay, this video is not found, it is telling. I will search some video over here. Okay, so these are the videos. I will click on any one video and just say add. So that video is added over. Okay, so that video is added over. So likewise, you can add a link also, as I was telling, a link. I will just click on that link. Right, just now I have copied a YouTube link. I will add that link. Link also is added over here. And in the same way, I can add a file also. Google Drive a link. I'll show you how to add a file also. So in this, I will browse. So click on the add file here, add file option. Okay, third option is the file. I will click on that. Then a browser kind of screen will appear. Click on this. You can drag and drop. Suppose I will show you how to drag and drop. Here are my files. So I will, okay, the graph based approach.doc one file is there. I will simply drag and drop this file. I will drag here and put here, drag and drop. Okay, it is added. Or I can browse, add more. I can browse. Okay, I can browse over here. My work, some file. Okay, classroom part 1. It's very big one. It will take a lot of time. I will check some other users share. Right, downloads. Okay, here some file is there. Okay, so there is one final thesis. Okay, this I will select and then say open. See, this file is selected into the Google Classroom. Sir, there is no limit for maximum size. If it is more than 25 MB, it will automatically put that into the Google your cloud, that is a drive. It will automatically put that into drive. There is no limitation of file size. So if file size is more than 25 MB, it will automatically take into Google Drive. Again, Google Drive is the limit. You have 15 GB as the Google Drive limit. So you can load up to 15 GB. That much Google Drive space you can utilize. Any file you can upload. There is no limitation. 15 GB. 15 GB I use, no? I have.
It's not 5.
Yeah. Okay. So once another half an hour. Once this process is over, then you have to say this upload. Otherwise, it will not upload. You have to press the upload button. Then only these file gets uploaded. Okay. Kindly press upload button. Then only these files get uploaded. So let them upload. These files are getting uploaded. So once the upload happens, you can set the deadline for Google Classroom. Okay, I will show you how to. It is taking more time. I will cancel this. Okay, so I have uploaded. I think I have not uploaded. Let it be, no issue. So once you upload, then automatically you will come back to this. Then this assignment on the right side, you can see On the right side, you can see there are certain options. So here, whether you want to assign to all students or you want to select some students and give this assignment, that option is also there. If you select this, then a student list will appear and you can make the student's choice over here. Okay, since I have only one student, there is no option here. Okay, if you have more number of students, then this option will be active. Then how many marks you want to assign? I want to give 5 marks to this assignment. I can give 5 points. You can set the deadline. So as of now, there is no due date. You click on this. Okay, so here go to due date, click on this and select any date. For example, I want to select July 10 as the deadline. I will select July 10. You can give option also. So before 11 a.m. they have to submit. 11 a.m. they have to submit it. So I have selected date and time. Then you want to create any topic related to this, you can create here. Some settings are there related to this. These are not much important. I will not show you much on this. So very important thing is whether you want to assign to all students or you want to assign to selected students, how much marks you want to assign for this assignment, then what is the deadline you want to give. If you don't give due date, then any time, any date the students can submit the assignment. Then okay, these options I will leave. So after this, what you need to do here in the assigning, sorry, when you add the students, no, then you will get that option. We have not added the students. If you add the student, then you will get the what is there? This one, rubrics. It's, I think it is a kind of screen appearance and all. Rubric, reuse rubric. Okay, important for sheets. Okay, so I have not explored this option. You can just look at what is the option, what for it is useful. Now I will show you here one more important aspect related to assignment. You can assign immediately. You can give the assignment immediately, or you can schedule it. Suppose, for example, I want this to appear in the students login tomorrow. Okay, not today. If we want it to appear tomorrow, that 8 a.m. so I can schedule it. Okay, I can schedule it. So it now immediately student will not get assignment. I have already created it, but the student will not get this assignment. Student will get assignment only tomorrow at 8 a.m. So this is very, very important for you to conduct the test exams. So when you want to conduct the exam, you can prepare question paper, everything, you can keep it ready, but you can schedule the exam. At what time the examination is, at that time you can give this as assigned. Then the student will not be able to see your test. So this option is also available for test also, that quiz. Okay, MCQ kind of test. So they will be able to see only when you when after the scheduled time, date and time. So you can schedule this. So I have scheduled this, so it will appear in the students login only at that time. So we had some more options. I will just go to here. So if you want to edit the assignment later also, you can see here three dots are there. You go to 3 dots and then press on edit. Okay, you can delete also, but I will not delete. I will just edit it. So here I was okay. I have made it schedule. I will I can revise it also at any time. It has again got closed. Okay. So I will remove this schedule. Okay, I have removed that schedule. I can even simply save it. Okay, for later use. Okay, or I can outrightly assign it. I can outrightly assign it. Okay, so 3 options are available here. Any one of them you can use at any moment. So the assignment is being assigned to the students. It will take some time for assigning. Okay. So again, once you assign, these are very new features we are getting. Of course, I didn't had these many features earlier when I was using Google Classroom. Very, very new kind of features we are getting. So you have to explore more and more if you want to learn it. So we have seen how to create the assignment. We will go a little bit faster. So the question material and art, they are not much important. Very important is quiz. I will show you how to create the quiz. Okay, quiz is basically a MCQ kind of questions. So we can conduct using this. We can even conduct the examinations. So kindly click on the quiz option. So again here you can you have to give the title. I will give first internal assessment test. First internal assessment test. So again you can give some instruction. Each question carries 1 mark. All questions are compulsory. Okay, any instruction. Okay, then I will, here you can find blank quiz. Okay, here again you have different create and then add options are there that we have already seen. Okay, I will not show you, but I will show you how to create a quiz. Okay, so you have a blank quiz option. I will again show you. Here you have this. Even you can use the grade importing option. Grade importing means when student answer, automatically how much answer the student have given correct, how much wrong answer, it will automatically evaluate and it will automatically give you the evaluation marks. So click on this blank quiz. Click on this blank quiz. So you will get a Google form. I will not deal much with the Google form. I will directly show you how to create the Google form. So I will not show you much related to this. If you want to know more about this, I think later this Google form will also be covered in your FTP. So here, as soon as you look at this, you can see here, I will show you its setting. You can see here automatically it is, see here some options are there. It will be taken automatically as a quiz. Make as a quiz. Make this as a quiz. You can see in the setting. I will again go to setting here. In the right corner, there is a setting option. Go to setting here. Then in this, 3 options are there. General. So these general options you all know. If you have created any form earlier, then presentation option, these also you must be knowing. I will only show you quiz option. So whether you want to make this as a quiz. If you don't make this as a quiz, it will not become a quiz. Okay, quiz means MCQ kind of multi-choice question based test. So I will make this as a quiz. Then immediately after each submission, whether you want to do grading or you want to do grading later manually. So 2 options are there. So let us make it as a immediate. That means automatically we have to give the answer for that. Okay, that is key we have to give. Then there are missed questions, what to do, then correct question, correct answers, point evaluation option. These all options whether you want to have or not. So these are by default available. I will not do any changes. So later you can do more and more experiment and you can understand what all options you can have and what you don't want to have. So I will keep those settings as it is. Now what I will do, I will type the question. Okay, I will type some questions. Okay. So I will you don't want to have don't worry sir, it is all by default setting. You don't do anything, just you type the questions. Okay, then you will be able to see the evaluation. Okay, I will put some questions here, multi-choice questions. Question number 1, which of the following is not a part of Google Classroom? Google Classroom. 1, quiz. Second option, notes. Third option, assignment. Fourth option, question. So 4 option I have given, and which is the right option, which is not part of Google Classroom, which is there in the Google Classroom, assignment is there in the Google Classroom, question is there in the Google Classroom. We don't have notes in the Google Classroom. So for that, I have to give correct answer. So below that, you can see answer key. Click on this answer key. So you have to select the right choice. That is, notes is the right choice. Click on that. And then how many marks you want for this question? 1 mark I want to give for this question. Okay, understood? I will show you with one more question if you have not understood. Okay, so once this is done, just say done. So my one question is created over here. Whether you want to make this compulsory, if you want to make this question as compulsory, then press on required. If you don't want to make this as compulsory, just simply keep as it is. Okay, then second question. To type the second question, you can see on the right side there is a horizontal bar. In that there is a plus symbol. Click on that plus symbol. So when you click on that plus symbol, your next question will appear. So I will type the question again over here. Google Classroom is developed by dash 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 Microsoft, then TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, then we have Infosys, then we have Google. Okay, 4 options I have given. Google Classroom is developed by Microsoft, TCS, Infosys, and Google. So I think you all know correct answer. So click on the answer key. We have to provide answer key. Okay, so the correct answer is Google. And also we have to give marks. So for this also I will give 1 mark. So then press on done. So this is 2 questions I have created. I will create another 2-3 questions. Which question number 3? Which of the following is not a input device or is a input device? Is a input device. Mouse, monitor, then we have printer, then we have processor. Okay, 4 devices I have given: mouse, monitor, printer, and processor. So I have to give the answer key also. So I know that the mouse is not a is an input device. Rest of them are not input device. So I will click on the right answer, and then I will give 1 marks to this also. You can give different marks also. You can give 2 marks, 3 marks. Yes. Answer key student can't see unless till the deadline. Okay. Yes, sir. You have given. So in your classroom, you can give it, no? Okay. Okay. Okay, 3 questions I have given. What I will do, due to paucity of time, I will restrict myself. These 3 questions. Once these questions are created, simply you come back. Your quiz is created here. Okay. You can, otherwise you can just say send here. Okay. You can just say send here. It will save and send. Simply okay. Otherwise you have to give the email address also. Don't do anything. Simply close this Okay, simply close this. Your Google Classroom is created. Simply what you need to do is you have to close this Google form. You have to close this. So once I have closed my Google, that is quiz is created. So I want to check. I will again go back on this. You can see here this quiz is available. Okay, this quiz is available. Now I have only created this quiz. I have not yet assigned. You can see here again you can assign. So I want to conduct this test tomorrow at 1 p.m. Okay, so I will set this date. I will set the time also 1 p.m. I have scheduled tomorrow at 1 p.m. So till tomorrow 1 p.m. student will not be able to see this assignment, this quiz. And I want to also, okay, I have, okay, I have, I will also, give the deadline also, due date. So I will give the due date also. So 1 p.m. means I will give 1 hour for the students. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. 1 hour. 1 hour is given to students. Student can solve this quiz or this internal assessment test in 1 hour. Okay. Suppose for example there are 50 questions. 1 minute for each question, something like that. In 1 hour, student can solve this. So I have assigned this, and how many questions are there? Only 3 questions are there. Okay, I will give 5 as marks for this. Okay, so let us assume 5 questions are there. I have given 5 marks. So I have scheduled this, right? So when tomorrow student can solve this quiz or this internal assessment test at 1 p.m. he has to open and solve this, and by 2 p.m. this will not be able to, he will not be able to access this quiz. Okay, after that automatically the quiz answers, correct answers will come to us, and even marks also will be able to get over here in the grade part. Okay, we don't have any assessed one over here. We will get everything over here. Okay, we will get everything over here. So this is how we can conduct the quiz. So quiz is very important part, is one among the important part of the thing what we have related to the classroom. So what I will do, certain things I have already created for your information. I will show you those things, but here some more options are there. Okay, I will show you these also. Like for example, you want to put only one question. Okay, so quiz is for multiple questions. I want to give only one question. Okay, like for example, I want to ask the students some question, anything like who is the developer of Mac OS? Okay, some question I am asking. So students can give answer to it. And again here we can give all the materials, and all these options remain same for all kind of features. Okay, so here also again you can do schedule, all these options. See, these features are common in all kind of Google Classroom. So ask means immediately the question will be assigned to the students. Then we have one more option, reuse. Material means you want to give the notes. Okay, so for example, that's all, 45 questions only. No, he has to submit within that time. Not submitted means he has not attended test. Clicking is not important, submitting is important. Yes, you can ask questions. Yeah, they have to type. Question can be anything. I have only shown you multiple choice questions. You can even give a descriptive kind of questions and all. So descriptive kind better you can give in the assignment also. There also you can provide. Here also you can. Yeah. No, auto evaluation doesn't happen. You have to evaluate. If he has submitted, then you can give 1 marks. Whatever he submit, just type XYZ also, you will get 1 mark like that. So better you can give in the assignment. Descriptive type you give in the assignment, but this you can use only to conduct the test. Quiz can be used to conduct the MCQ test. Okay, so you can, yes. What's up? Quiz. Yeah. Yeah. Fill in the, yes. There are many queries. Yes, sir, I will answer. There are many queries on the Google Forms. I think there will be separate session held on Google Forms. This is a part of Google Forms, not in the Google Classroom. I think there will be separate class for that. You can ask more question on that, because let us focus on Google Classroom. I want to show so many other things. Okay, so notes you can give simply notes. Whatever file you want to add, just add. Go to file, link, Google Drive. All these options are there. This is not much important. We have seen these kind of things. Simply after giving, you have to simply post it. So this you can give the this thing. One more important thing: reuse post. This is very important. I will show you how to reuse the post. So simply click on the create and reuse post. So when you click on reuse post, see we have only one class here. If you have a multiple classes, different classes, then you can use that. I will show you later. I'll just show you. I have many other classes in my other domain. I will show you over there. So if in this only we have already created 2-3 things, we can reuse them. Like for example, we have one internal assessment text. I will reuse this. Okay, so we can reuse the existing only. If we have other classes, we can take from other classes also, but I don't have other classes over here. We have just now created only one class and we are going to reuse it. Okay, so from other login, I don't think we will be able to reuse from other login. Yes, here. Okay, so right. Okay, I will show you in some other option. Better options are available. I will show you later. So these are all options available in the Google Classroom. As I was telling, I have more number of classes in my other domain. I will switch over to that and I will show you. I have many materials available. I will show you over that. So I will now switch over to my another login. From here, I have many classes I have already created. I am using it from since 4 to 5 years. I will just show you from there how to reuse material, how to do many other things and all. And even I have conducted test also, online test, that also I am going to show you. Okay. Right. So I will just go to my personal itself. There I have conducted online test also, that I will be able to show you. So in another 5 minutes, we will be able to complete. Okay. So here one course I have, MSc first, second year, not MSc second year. Should be a second year, fine. Okay. So it is of course MCA second year. Here I have given so many tasks. I have even created quizzes. I have conducted 3 internal tests. Okay. I have given around 25 marks in each internal test, and you can see here they have even given the submitted their marks, and these 3 internal assessment test marks are also available over here. You can see 3 internal assessment tests. So these marks are appearing over here. So they automatically get posted over here. We need not do anything. Student have to answer. So based on the answer of the student, automatically marks. So in one of the test, student could not submit the assignment within the time. He got 0 marks, and rest all you can find the marks. So this way, this is very important tool, very useful and important tool, because it saves our lot of time that we spend on evaluation. And manual evaluation is always, there is a possibility of mistakes. So I will show you the quiz also that I have created, the assignment what I have created. Google form. No, automatically it generates it. Yeah. That is not possible. Yeah. Actually, they should give. I think they will give it. I think. Is it, sir? Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. We will check. We will check. See, I have created this MCQ. Around 20 questions are there in each test. I have conducted this semester, and same marks I have submitted to university also. This I have successfully conducted through Google Classroom. This semester I have used here in CUK. I used this feature and I conducted one class. And these are some students that they have used these features, and used all features available in the Google Classroom. And when students were not here, at that time I conducted these tests, and I used the results whatever we got from these tests for evaluation and submission to the university. Okay, so I was just showing you how we can use this. So this is how we have created the Google Classroom. And I was, one more thing, I was just showing you how we can import from other class. For example, I am teaching to MSc Java programming. I am teaching. I want to reuse the previous class work. Okay, so here what I will do, I will go to classwork, then press on create, and then reuse. So in the reuse, it will show you all the previous classes also. It is just collecting the previous class options. It will show you all the previous classes. There are many classes, that's why it is taking more time. So you can take any assignment, anything from the previous classes also. Okay, you can reuse it. So yes, we can reuse it, and we can use that in the current class. Okay. So it is taking more time because it is having 10 to 15 classes. That's why it is taking more time. Anyway, I will choose again my CUK class. There it will be having lesser classes. Okay, we came to almost the last part of our discussion. If you people have any questions, okay, I will show you reuse one option. Right, this is the class I am teaching. I want to reuse the previous class material. Just I will go to class, then click on the create and reuse post. This should, yes. See here, I have my other classes also. Currently, this is the class what I am using. I want to take something from the BCom first semester. Okay, from something from this. Okay, I want to use something like a okay, first internal test I want to take. Okay, I will just take it and say reuse. So that quiz or the internal assessment test question all will automatically appear over here. I need not recreate it. Okay, so this is one advantage what we have in the Google Classroom. Yeah, we have to, yes, we have to all do all these due dates, everything, because it will not take these settings automatically, but it will only take the material. Material only is taken. Rest of the settings we have to do manually. So hope today's, yes. You have to create separate in that. You can't use same question. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You have to change. You can use reuse. You can use the reuse for any material notes, any descriptive questions. If you want to again repeat same question, something like that. One last thing we have left, that is the setting, overall setting. This is the overall setting. As I told you, you can change the class code. You can disable it. Okay, I was telling you can change the class code. You can disable it and all. So if you disable it, then nobody will be able to use this class code. Okay, you can do this option also. This option is also available. Enable. In the enable, multiple options are there. Copy, reset. You can reset the code. Okay, this is in settings, sir. Here setting in your class. In your class, this is the setting. If you go to this setting option, then you can. These all things we have already seen. These things we have already seen. Only related to code, you can reset the code. If you reset the code, no other students can be able to misuse your code. So you can just type whatever code you would like. Automatically it will reset. Okay, you can't give code on your own. And then you have to simply say save. So this is what we had today, Google Classroom. I don't know how much you are capable to catch. If you have any questions, then you can ask the question. I will close the sharing. Okay, so anybody have any questions, kindly ask the questions. So this is the live class going on. Sir, this is the live class going on. You want Google Hangout? Google Hangout. See, this is go to meeting. I'm using GoToMeeting. Okay, I'm now live. Many people are.
Can you hear me, Professor?
People sharing I have done, no? Sir, yes, sir.
Can you hear
Sir,
me?
yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
good morning.
I can hear.
Yeah,
Good morning,
it is
sir.
very it is very interesting. Thank you very much for your effort and initiative. It's really useful. Please keep repeating it more with more options. Can you show me Google Meet in this? I have a Google Meet in my this. Yeah, I opened.
What I will do, sir, through Classroom itself, I can do it. I will just, I will explore. I don't know, because first time I am doing it. I will again go for sharing of the screen. A very good question, because university want to use Google Meet for conducting classes. This is the first time I am also experimenting. I will try my level best. Okay, I came back. Sir.
In Google Class only Meet is there, na? I wanted to see that feature.
I have came back to Google Class itself. I will just check how we can. Yes, we have to open here. We have to come to the streams. We have to come to the streams. Please, all of you, click the streams. Then first, what I will do. Okay, I will click on the Google Meet. I will click on the option. Why it is so slow? Sir, just a minute, sir.
It says generate Meet link.
Just a minute, sir. Just a minute.